الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. We seek the protection of God from shaitan, who has been disqualified from God's kingdom of special mercy. If we avoid arrogance and defiance, and if we have total reliance on God, definitely we shall be given the strength to be able to identify, oppose, and overcome satanic temptations. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We humbly turn to God and ask for His special grace and guidance, because He is the all-perfect one, the all-merciful one, and one whose special grace and mercy is abundantly and eternally available to the good doers and the believers. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi at-tahirin. And we send our salutations and greetings on the Holy Prophet and on his holy progeny, who are the best guides for mankind till the end of time. Elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We were discussing Surah Dahr, which is chapter 76. In the Quran, it occurs as the 76th chapter, but as far as the revelation is concerned, sequentially, it is the 99th surah after Surah Rahman, which is chapter 55, and before Surah Talaq, which is chapter 65. And the merit of recitation of this surah, according to one hadith, whoever recites this surah, man qara'a surat hal ata, at the time of morning, early morning on Thursday, كل غداة خميس زوجه الله من الحور العين وكان مع محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. He shall be blessed with the rewards of Jannah, one example of which is mentioned, and he shall be in the company of the Prophet. Or the other riwayah says, من قرأ سورة هل أتى كان جزاؤه على الله جنة وحريرا. The reward promised to him will be paradise and some of the blessings in paradise. Yet a third riwayah says that من أدمن قراءتها قويت نفسه الضعيفة. Whosoever's nafs is weak, once you recite this surah, your nafs will develop a strong willpower. Perhaps the reason is because all the reward promised in the akhirah for the recitation of this surah depends on recitation with understanding the translation, and then reflection on the meaning, and then application of the meaning in our lives. And because one of the central messages of the surah is the necessity of sabr as a means to qualify, to deserve, to get Jannah, and the reward is وَجَزَاهُمْ بِمَا صَبَرُوا جَنَّةً وَحَرِيرًا. So this surah would then inspire the reader and the reciter to develop sabr and to follow the role model and the example being discussed in the surah. So it's important to discuss, to remind ourselves of the main themes which are covered in the surah. The surah can be divided into sections. There's an introductory section, ayah number 1 to 4, and then ayah number 5 to 22, the section which discusses the abrar, or the virtuous, and then ayah number 23 to 26 as a third section discusses the challenges which the Prophet faces from the opponents and how the Prophet would meet that challenge. What particular qualities, what particular characteristics and behavior he used to display, and he was inspired and guided by God to adopt. Ayah 27 and 28 is a brief reference to the contrast of the abrar, which are the ashrar, and finally the last verses are the concluding verses. So in the introduction, هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. Let man remember his beginning. There was a time when he was nothing, or he was something but which was unmentionable, not worthy of mention. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. Ayah number 2 says that, look at the miraculous creation of man, whereby from a small drop of fluid which has mixed characteristics, male and female, and within the male and the female there are different genetic traits which are being transmitted. We created man from this seminal fluid, and he underwent a process of development which made the fluid become a full human being. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. We gave him the senses and the faculties. Now he's ready to be guided. Ayah number 3 then states, إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. Now man is guided by God because his senses and his faculties are complete. He has the intellect to be able to figure out the right from the wrong. He has the senses to learn, to decipher, to discern the good from the bad. And then the message is shown to him. And his goal and aim of creation is illustrated to him. So man either accepts, acknowledges, realizes that yes, there's a master of the universe, that master is merciful, out of his mercy has given a message, and for me to attain perfection, I have to follow this message. I should be extremely thankful, because had it not been for this external guidance, my own limited aql would lead me to my doom and destruction. Notice the response is mentioned not as iman and kufr. The response to God's guidance is mentioned as shukr and kufr. Either you're thankful or you are ungrateful and therefore you're denying. Ayah number 4, well, if you choose to deny, then beware. إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ سَلَاسِلَ وَأَغْلَالًا وَسَعِيرًا. And we have already prepared, even before the next world, the punishment for those who deny the truth after it has been delivered to them in the clearest manner possible. In contrast, there are those who accept and who excel in virtue. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ يَشْرَبُونَ مِنْ كَأْسٍ كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا كَافُورًا. The highest drink that you can imagine, they will enjoy, the one which has been flavored with kafur, which is energizing and which is refreshing. For the Arab mind, the culture which was accustomed to considering kafur as the vitalizing, energizing, refreshing drink. Kafur is mentioned as an example, but the important thing is the principle. There's nothing in the dunya that can enable us to fully imagine the full scope and extent and the purity and the perfection of the blessings promised in the akhirah. This is a sampling, an example. عَيْنًا يَشْرَبُ بِهَا عِبَادُ اللَّهِ. Ayah number 6. And this is not only an occasional drink, it's a continuous drink, which shall be provided to them all the time. But it will be provided to them because they are the total submissive servants to God and God alone. يُفَجِّرُونَهَا تَفْجِيرًا. And they shall be given the power to be able to make the spring flow in the akhirah. Because it's as if they have created a spring which is flowing with goodness. They are people of virtue. They're virtuous. They are excellent in their virtue. And therefore at every moment there's a total continuous flow of nothing but goodness and virtue from them. In what they see, what they do, what they speak, how they behave, what they feel, what they think. It's continuously flowing. This continuous flow of goodness here will appear as the continuous flow of the highest drink in the akhirah. What is it that qualifies them to reach this status, and what are some of the characteristics and the behavior of such people? Ayah number 7. يُوفُونَ بِالنَّذْرِ وَيَخَافُونَ يَوْمًا كَانَ شَرُّهُ مُسْتَطِيرًا. Not only do they perform the wajibat, but in addition to the wajibat, they impose upon themselves certain things which are mubah or mustahab, and they make it secondarily wajib. And they fulfill their obligations. That's their level of commitment and discipline in submission to the command of God. And what motivates them is fear. وَيَخَافُونَ يَوْمًا كَانَ شَرُّهُ مُسْتَطِيرًا. If you're selfish here, then beware. There is unavoidable, immense punishment awaiting ahead. Not only do they fulfill the extra obligations, but they're very sacrificing. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. Ayah number 8 says, they feed even when it's absolutely necessary for them to feed themselves. They've been fasting, they're starving, there's no more food available, and the only food available for breaking their fast is this particular item, and even that they give away. عَلَى حُبِّهِ. They need it extremely, yet they sacrifice it. Two different needy people, miskin and yatim and asir. Ayah number 9. إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. What is it that motivates them to give in the way of God? Well, one is fear, but another one more important is their hope and belief and conviction and the reward from God. They know every moment, if they have life, if they have sustenance, if they have any blessings and any favors, it's God-given. They may exert their maximum effort to achieve and to attain, but if Allah doesn't bless, it won't work. And even if they have nothing in the physical sense, but because God is the provider, definitely He shall make arrangements to provide for them through means which are even unnatural or supernatural. So they are totally dependent on God, and they have total conviction in God's reward. They don't expect any acknowledgement or any gratitude from the recipient. إِنَّنَا أَخَافُ مِنْ رَبِّنَا يَوْمًا عَبُوسًا قَمْطَرِيرًا. The punishment of that day is so powerful, it's as if the day itself becomes frowning. If they practice and they live their lifestyle in this way, then the reward is ayah number 11. فَوَقَاهُمْ شَرَّ ذَلِكَ الْيَوْمِ وَلَقَّاهُمْ نَضْرَةً وَسُرُورًا. Allah protects them and Allah provides them. Ayah number 12 then states, وَجَزَاهُمْ بِمَا صَبَرُوا جَنَّةً وَحَرِيرًا. And then beyond that, now that they've been protected, they will also be given paradise. We discussed these verses last time. We said paradise in the Quran is discussed in most of the surahs. And paradise is portrayed as a garden as the symbol whereby the totality of all possible pleasures, physical, sensual pleasures that man can enjoy are summarized in a garden, are plentiful in the garden. The first item being the type of dress. Incidentally, as I said, that in the Quran there is extensive discussion of the different types of rewards which have been promised to the believers. So the garden itself, the shade in the garden, the palace and the place of stay, the furniture, the type of couch, for example, the food, the drink, even the vessels in which the drinks and food are served, the types of dress, the spouses, the servants, the hospitality itself is a special feature. In fact, the reality that this all has been already arranged in itself is a specific blessing. 12 different aspects have been mentioned in the Quran. Of these 12 aspects, some of them are discussed in this surah. So one of them is the dress. وَجَزَاهُمْ بِمَا صَبَرُوا جَنَّةً. Because of their sabr, now all the whole list of the items promised for them is mentioned. Number 1 is Jannah. Number 2 is the type of dress, harira. Of all the different types of dresses, the only one mentioned in the Quran for Jannah is harir and silk, and we discussed that last time. متكئين, ayah number 13, متكئين فيها على الأرائك لا يرون فيها شمسا ولا زمهريرا. They shall be received and allowed to recline and to rest and relieve themselves of all worries. Relaxation as the display of total stress-free environment. In fact, the status of the individuals is such that there will be continuous, complete relaxation. There is no hazan, there is no ghiba, there is no kidh, there is no laghiyah, there is no sinfulness, there is no frivolous discourse. Not even the frivolous discourse will be there. So they'll be totally stress-free and total relaxation as far as the temperature is concerned. no extreme heat and no extreme cold. And number 4, وَدَانِيَةً عَلَيْهِمْ ظِلَالُهَا. It will be a shaded environment, a canopy that will cover throughout the Jannah. وَذُلِّلَتْ قُطُوفُهَا تَذْلِيلًا. And they shall be served of all the different types of food. The first one is the fruit, the variety of fruits, the pairs of fruits, the different tastes of fruits, the different colors of fruits. They're all discussed in the Quran in different surahs, which we indicated last time. Next, the ayah then says, ayah number 15, وَيُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِآنِيَةٍ مِّن فِضَّةٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ كَانَتْ قَوَارِيرًا. And they shall be served around, continuously served around. That means they'll be surrounded by the servants offering the service. But the service will be in a particular vessel. The aniya, the vessel, aniya min fidda. And in fact, there will be a special type of vessel, the goblet of crystal. qawarira min fidda. وَأَكْوَابٍ كَانَتْ قَوَارِيرًا. And there will be goblets of crystal. What sort of crystal? qawarira min fidda. Ayah number 16. قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. From which it will be dispensed to them, or they will dispense in a precise and exact measure. It's interesting, the Quran talks about not only the food and the drink that will be served, but even the vessel and the container in which the food will be served. It seems that if Jannah is a place where there will be pleasures of different type, the vessel and the container in which you are provided for in itself is a blessing and a source of pleasure and gladness and happiness. So different types of vessels are mentioned in the Quran in different surahs. For example, in Surah Waqi'ah, chapter 56, the Muqarrabeen, when their blessings are counted, 3 different types of vessels are mentioned. Chapter 56, ayah number 18. 17 says, يَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ وِلْدَانٌ مُخَلَّدُونَ. And these eternal, immortal youths shall come to serve them and surround them all the time. طواف. يَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ وِلْدَانٌ مُخَلَّدُونَ بِأَكْوَابٍ وَأَبَارِيقَ وَكَأْسٍ مِّن مَّعِينٍ. They shall serve them with goblets, with cups, and with cups without handles and cups with handles. The insistence of the Quran to mention the different varieties. We will always say a vessel will be served and the contents will be either food or drink. But the specification of the type of vessel seems to indicate that the type of container is also important in providing the special blessing, happiness, gladness, honor. In this ayah, ayah number 15, Allah says, يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ. They shall be constantly served. Anytime they ask for, it's available. In fact, it's available more than what they require. يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ. Constantly they're hovering around, every time available for their service. So, the constancy and the accessibility of the service. Number 2, in a variety of vessels. Number 3, a specific type of vessel has been concentrated upon here, which is not mentioned anywhere else in the Quran, and that is وَآنِيَةٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ كَانَتْ قَوَارِيرًا. And there will be, akwab is a plural of kub. Kub, the cup. Kub, a goblet, but it will be a special goblet, a goblet of crystal. كَانَتْ قَوَارِيرًا. Crystal, something which is clear. Crystal is something which is transparent. Crystal, something which is attractive. A special type of vessel. It may have been a rare type of vessel in the Arabian culture at the time of the Quranic revelation. So, what is the best you can imagine amongst a vessel? A vessel made of a crystal clear substance. Well, crystal clear substances are glass vessels, aren't they? No, no, no. The Jannah crystal clear vessel is not from glass. Ayah number 16 says, قَوَارِيرَ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ. The glass will be silver. Oh. Silver of Jannah will be as clear, as pure, as transparent as glass. And that's a unique type of silver. It's incomparable, therefore, to any silver that we know on the earth. And incidentally, why silver? You mean there's no gold out there? Oh, well, no, there is gold. It's not mentioned here, but it's mentioned in another surah. In Surah Zukhruf, chapter 43, ayah number 71. 70 says, أُدْخُلُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَكَانُوا مُسْلِمِينَ. Those who believed and those who submitted. There was belief and there was action. أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ أَنْتُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ تُحْبَرُونَ. Enter you and your spouses into Jannah. So if the spouses are also Muslim and mu'min, they will also be allowed to join the company of their partners. تُحْبَرُونَ. And you shall be in extreme gladness and happiness. تُحْبَرُونَ, the highest degree of happiness. يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِالصِّحَافٍ. They shall be surrounded by tawaf. بِالصِّحَافٍ. Sahfa, these wide vessels, meaning that huge vessels which can contain so much, the quantity and the quality therefore, and the variety. Sihafin min dhahabin wa akwab. Dhahab. There will be golden vessels also. But in this ayah, the emphasis is on silver. Wa akwabin, and the kub and the cups will also be there. وَفِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِيهِ الْأَنفُسُ. And whatever the nafs desires will be there. وَتَلَذُّ الْأَعْيُنِ. And whatever gladdens the heart and brings happiness to the eyes. وَأَنْتُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. And you shall be there eternally. You will not be deprived even for a moment. So notice the emphasis that there will be a special type of vessel, a variety of vessels. One of them is a unique silver vessel, which is as clear, transparent, pure, just like the glass that you are accustomed to on the earth. It's beautiful, it's pure, it's perfect, it's flawless. Can't imagine a similar silver item. What about gold? Yes, gold is also possible. So it's either, Allah says, there's a variety, either this or that, silver or gold. Here we're mentioning silver. قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. And this silver, قَوَارِيرَ كَانَتْ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ. The crystal will be from silver. In the riwayah from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he says that يَنْفَذُ الْبَصَرُ فِي فِضَّةِ الْجَنَّةِ. The eyes will be able to penetrate the silver of the Jannah, which is a unique silver. كَمَا يَنْفَذُ فِي الزُّجَاجِ. Just the same way the eyes can penetrate the glass on the earth. So the transparency is an important quality of the silver of the earth, of the Jannah. قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. From which these vessels, they shall be provided for in a precise measure. The exact amount that they require, not too much for them to overeat or overdrink, not too little for them to remain hungry or thirsty. Precise measure. It's an amazing. Who is going to provide this? قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. They shall provide and dispense and serve in a precise way. Well, interestingly enough, we are not told who is going to serve. We are being told that they will be surrounded by servants. So either it's the servants who shall give it an exact measure, or no, the recipient and the paradise dweller himself will determine the exact measurement that he wants. Or no, you don't even need the servant. and you don't even need to work it out yourself. Maybe the vessel itself has this unique quality that it can figure out what you want and provide you according to your measurements. Not in quantity alone, even quality. So the menu is going to be determined according to what you wish, and the system is going to work to provide for you. قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. So, or no, there could be angels. Angels could be working out the precise measurements that you need, both in quality and quantity and variety. All these things have been left unspecified, indicating that all these possibilities exist, because it's difficult for us to imagine the exact scope and the depth of the pleasures that will be available in the precise measure. Ayah number 17. وَيُسْقَوْنَ فِيهَا مِنْ كَأْسٍ كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا زَنْجَبِيلًا. And they shall be served by these ever-ready, ever-serving servants. They shall be served with a cup of drink. Ka'as is a cup which is filled with a drink. In the dunya, the ka'as is filled with a wine drink. But there the wine is different. In Surah Waqi'ah, we are told that the wine of Jannah doesn't have the impurities of the dunya. Chapter 56, ayah number 19. لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون. Neither they shall have the after effects of a headache, nor they shall have the loss of their senses and intellect during or after drinking. That'll be a pure drink. It'll be a wine, yes, but different wine, with a different character. And it shall be seasoned and flavored with zanjabil. It won't be offensive, pungent smelling. It'll be flavored with a beautiful smell and tinted with this lovely flavor that the Arabs enjoyed. Zanjabil was a special flavor for the Arabs, where they found the loveliest and the best of all the drinks, the drink which is flavored with zanjabil. So Allah says, well, what is the best you can imagine? A drink flavored with zanjabil? Well, yes, that type of drink shall be available there, and something beyond your imagination. Ayah number 18. Oh, but you know, in the dunya we get zanjabil sometimes. No, there it'll be a constantly flowing drink. عَيْنًا فِيهَا تُسَمَّى سَلْسَبِيلًا. There's a spring which is constantly flowing, either of pure zanjabil drink or a drink flavored with zanjabil. And this spring is named Salsabil. Salsabil, the heavenly spring, a sweet drink, fragrant, clear, fresh, flowing, energizing. Salsabil probably is derived from the word silsila. Salsala, to flow. Salsala, to easily flow. Something which flows gracefully down the throat and easily swallowed. Salsala. Salsabil, the spring, which gives this flowing, fresh, clear, pure, easily swallowed, fragrant, tasty drink. And that's one meaning, salsala, to be flowing down the throat and pleasant and tasty. But no, flowing as in flowing all the time. Flowing everywhere. Everywhere you go on the streets, it's flowing. Even it's flowing in your homes. Even it's flowing down the hills. Even it's available in your gatherings, wherever you go. عَيْنًا فِيهَا تُسَمَّى سَلْسَبِيلًا. The universal availability and accessibility of this most wonderful of all drinks is being emphasized here. Ayah number 19. وَيَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ وِلْدَانٌ مُخَلَّدُونَ. And will be making tawaf around them. The wildan, the plural walid, the one who is not a full adult. The youths who are just before reaching adulthood, meaning that they're fully energetic, they're young, they're fresh, They are beautiful. They are charismatic. They're wonderful to look at. And interestingly, they are mukhalladun. They are immortals. They will never age. They will not grow into full adults and middle age and old age. Their state of development has been fixed and arrested at that level. The full vitality of life that you can imagine, it's there in these servants. They're eager to serve. They're happy to serve. There is no sadness in Jannah. They're energetic and able to serve, and they want to serve, and they gladly serve. And the service is wonderful. When you just look at them, you just enjoy just looking at them. In the Quran, there is another group of servants also mentioned. Wildanun mukhalladun is also mentioned in Surah Waqi'ah. But in Surah Tur, chapter 52, another group of servants is mentioned. Chapter 52, ayah number 24. وَكُلُّ امْرِئٍ بِمَا كَسَبَ رَهِينٌ. Every individual is bound by the very actions that he performs. He will have to live with the consequences of his own actions. وَأَمْدَدْنَاهُمْ بِفَاكِهَةٍ. And we shall help them and provide for them with different types of fruits, the greatest of all the fruits. وَلَحْمٍ مِمَّا يَشْتَهُونَ. And the most wonderful and the delicious of all meats that they can imagine. يَتَنَازَعُونَ فِيهَا كَأْسًا لَا لَغْوٌ فِيهَا وَلَا تَأْثِيمٌ. They shall be passing to each other cups of wine, but wine which has no frivolity in it, وَلَا تَأْثِيمٌ. Neither does it bring sinfulness. It's a different type of wine. It has the positive side of the pleasure of an intoxicating drink, but nothing of the harmful effects of an intoxicating worldly drink. وَيَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ غِلْمَانٌ لَهُمْ كَأَنَّهُمْ لُؤْلُؤٌ مَكْنُونٌ. They shall have ghilman. Ghilman's the plural of ghulam. Ghulam in the Arabic is different from the ghulam in Farsi or in Urdu. Ghulam in Farsi and Urdu is a slave or a servant. But in the Arabic language, ghulam is a young boy. Not necessarily a servant. Even a free young boy is still a ghulam. The plural is ghilman. And they shall be served by ghilman, who will be just like lu'lu'un maknoon, just like the hidden pearl. In this surah, dahr, they are compared to a pearl which is scattered. إِذَا رَأَيْتَهُمْ, O Prophet, if you were to see them, all of them, so many of them, surrounding the believers, serving them eagerly, happily, cheerfully, you would think that they are pearls in their beauty, in their purity, in their attractiveness, but just like pearls which are scattered. Pearls are of different types. There's the hidden pearl, there is the stringed pearl, and there's a scattered pearl. Each one of these has its own beauty. The Quran compares the beauty and the purity of these servants by comparing them to the pearls. Ghilman are like the hidden pearls. When you open the pearl that is collected from the sea, when you open it in its shell, the sea pearl has got its own beauty. When it's removed, it's got its own beauty again. And then of course, once it is stringed, it has its own beauty. They are wonderful, they are beautiful, they are charming, they are relaxing. In fact, they are there for your relaxation. They make you forget all your difficulties. They are youthful, they are energetic. They are beautiful. The pearls are beautiful only on the outside. These are living pearls. They are beautiful even on the inside. The way they look at you, the way they serve you, the way they speak to you, the way they are available, even that itself is beautiful. كَأَنَّهُمْ لُؤْلُؤٌ حَسِبْتَهُمْ لُؤْلُؤًا مَنْثُورًا. Scattered pearls. And they are the ones who will be there to serve the heavenly food and the heavenly drinks. Incidentally, in Surah Tur, Allah says, غِلْمَانٌ يَطُوفُ عَلَيْهِمْ غِلْمَانٌ لَهُمْ. There will be a specific servant allocated to every individual. Not one you'll have to share with different people. And that's an honor in itself. It's amazing, in Jannah everything is available. Everything is accessible, in plenty, in variety. Yet we're told that there will be servants to bring it to us. In Surah Waqi'ah, we're told that when the meat will be served, or the fruits will be served, فَاكِهَا مِمَّا يَتَخَيَّرُونَ لَحْمٍ مِمَّا يَشْتَهُونَ. Whatever you desire, it'll be there. Whichever fruit you may choose, it's available. It's your choice. Or in this surah, in Dahr, we're told, once they recline on the couches, دَانِيَةً عَلَيْهِمْ ظِلَالُهَا. The shades are easily available. ذُلِّلَتْ قُطُوفُهَا تَذْلِيلًا. The fruits have been brought so near, they're accessible. The fruits come to you, you don't have to go to the fruits. Or the drinks, عَيْنًا يَشْرَبُ بِهَا عِبَادُ اللَّهِ يُفَجِّرُونَهَا تَفْجِيرًا. They themselves will make the springs flow. Everything is available and accessible for them. Or in ayah number 76:16, قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. They are the ones who will determine how much of the provision, the exact measure that should be provided for them. Everything is in the control of this individual. It's accessible. Yet beyond that, we're told they're ghilman and they're wildan. Well, that's an extra honor. It's an extra hospitality. Anything that you can imagine as enhancing the quality of the hospitality, it's been mentioned as a blessing for Jannah. Ayah number 20. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ. Sorry, there's a riwayah about this, the quality of these immortal youths, narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. إن فضل المخدوم على الخادم كفضل قمر ليلة البدر على الكواكب. The honor and the rank of the guest over the servant is like the honor and the rank, or the beauty and the position of the full moon versus the stars. It's a parable, it's an example, a comparison of the brilliant, beautiful illumination and the shining quality of the full moon versus the distant, small, twinkling, weak light coming from the stars. Both of them are attractive, but one is definitely much more than the other. One surpasses the other one. One overshadows the other one totally. The Mufassirin have a discussion here as to who are these servants, the ghilman and the wildan. Are they the children of the mu'mineen who are not yet baligh, and therefore they don't qualify to go into Jannah? But if they do go to Jannah, then they will be in the appearance of servants. Or no, are they the children of the mushrikeen who cannot be punished because of the wrongdoing of their parents, and they're innocent and therefore they will be employed as servants? Or no, they're totally different creatures who will be created. Or no, they're wildan. Why call them wildan? Wildan is from walad. Walid is who is born. Will they be the result of the birth in the dunya of the mu'mineen? Or no, in the akhirah they will be created by the mu'mineen. In as much as the mu'mineen can create anything and everything, the springs will flow according to them. The food and the drink will be measured and provided according to their wish. The meat and the fruits according to their desires. So also the servants will be created by their desires. Possibility that this could be the background of these wildan or ghilman. O Prophet, we've listed down so many things: the shade and the temperature and the couch and the food and the drink and the vessels and the servants. We could go on and on and on, O Prophet, but wait a minute, let's give you a blanket overall statement. O Prophet, إِذَا رَأَيْتَ ثَمَّ, ayah number 20. O Prophet, if you were to look there throughout, ثَمَّ رَأَيْتَ نَعِيمًا وَمُلْكًا كَبِيرًا, you shall see blessings and blessings and blessings. Na'ima, meaning that it's something which is too great to be described. It's indescribable, O Prophet. We can't go into all the details. But definitely it's full of blessings. One, وَمُلْكًا, oh, it's a kingdom. They will own this. Everything is there for them. مُلْكًا كَبِيرًا, with uncountable. quality with unimaginable quality and uncountable quantity of blessings. Both physical, some of which I mentioned here, and spiritual, which shall be mentioned later on, which we'll discuss later on. Some of the Mufassirin said, Mulkan Kabira. According to riwayat and according to verses, oh, it's a kingdom. If it's a kingdom, therefore he'll be just like a king. If he's just like a king, therefore those will be under him, his subordinates or his inferiors who shall come to serve him, will defer to him and will bow down in front of him as a deference to his power. So there's an ayah in the Quran which says that they shall be visited by angels in Surah Ra'd, chapter 13, ayah number 23 and 24. Jannatu Adnin, the Garden of Eden, yadkhulunaha, and they shall enter into these gardens. وَمَنْ صَلَحَ مِنْ آبَائِهِمْ وَأَزْوَاجِهِمْ وَذُرِّيَّاتِهِمْ, and they shall enter, and their parents and their spouses and their children, obviously those who qualify and those who are mu'min and those who are practicing. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ يَدْخُلُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ, the angels also will come to visit them. مِنْ كُلِّ بَابٍ, from every door. Oh, there are multiple doors. Oh, it's a huge kingdom. It's a huge palace that they'll have. And at every door, the angel will have to ask permission. May I come in? Mulkan Kabira. Salamun alaykum bima sabartum fa ni'ma uqbad dar. Peace be upon you. All this is a reward for the sabr that you exercise in the dunya. The same thing again is mentioned in Surah Furqan, chapter 25, towards the end. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ لَنَا وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Ayah number 74. Ayah number 75. أُولَٰئِكَ يُجْزَوْنَ الْغُرْفَةَ بِمَا صَبَرُوا وَيُلَقَّوْنَ فِيهَا تَحِيَّةً وَسَلَامًا. And they shall be served, and they shall be met, and they shall be greeted by all the subordinates, and obviously all those who are equal and those of higher rank also, with salam and with peace. Although it's a kingdom, they will have a crown there as a king. Or it's a kingdom, the Lord will send there in His hospitality special type of food and drink and dress and all the other pleasures that you can imagine, packaged. But they will only be served by the angels after they seek permission. Or it's a kingdom, they are the ones who will rule, they are the ones who will create, they are the ones who will provide. If God is the one who rules by saying kun, fayakun, these people in Jannah will reach a level where Allah empowers them now to say kun, fayakun. By the constant provision and the empowerment and the enablement and the facilitation of God, they shall also have the power to create. Kun, fayakun. Mulkan, kabira. Kabira, eternal, endless. Kabira, variety, endless. Kabira, quantity, endless. Kabira, vast. One riwayah says that you can travel 1,000 years, but you won't reach the end. That's how big it is. Comparison. We don't know the exact extent. The next ayah then discusses about the final blessing that will be given to them, which is now spiritual. And then the conclusion of this, inshallah we'll discuss that in the next session. Let's pray to Allah to be able to recite this surah with understanding, to develop the sabr, and therefore the strength in the iman and the amal salih, to be able to qualify, to deserve, and to receive these blessings. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.